we rolling tape? My best friend and, you know, I don't know, producer of the show, GoPro 9, piece of shit from hell. If it's not freezing, or this is the only camera I know that can freeze and overheat. Guys, I need coffee. I tell you what, I'm fucking tired. That's just the bottom line. I love it. I wake up at 2:45 in the morning. And we all know the routine. I go into work. I get written up. What are you going to do? Lateness is back from lunch break. Like, what we punch out to go on lunch. This is a victimless crime. So I come back 5 minutes late from my lunch. Whoop-de-doo. It's 5 minutes of me trying to get out of the chair. You know what my break is right now? I got a half-hour lunch break. Number one, I got to take the piss of my life. I go in there, I take a piss, then I got to shake it for about 15 minutes, just so I don't piss my pants. Then I go in the break room, and I got to heat up my miserable food. Okay, the other day I had 2 pieces of chicken on just regular bread. Put the chicken on the bread in the microwave. Take it out. I put it on the bread. The bread's all soggy. It's falling apart on me. I'm like, this sucks. This just fucking sucks. Then I got to eat that thing. You know, get a Diet Coke out of the vending machine. I know. I've been on a Diet Coke thing again. What do you want me to do? It's like heroin. What are they putting in this shit? Come on. Sometimes you're just like, how am I going to get through the fucking second half of this day? Like, give me the fucking Coke. I don't know. I drink that fucking thing. Next thing you know, my break's over. And then it takes me about 3 minutes to get out of the chair. They're fucking hocking me in Chinik over here with these goddamn write-ups. I get a fucking write-up. Like, what? Well, who cares? 5 minutes late back from break. You didn't pay me. I punched out. They're like, one more write-up. You're going to get suspended. I'm like, oh, yeah? What does suspension entail? You got to stay home for 3 days. I'm like, what do I got to do? What, am I going to punch you in the face to get another write-up right now? I'm like, where do I sign? Oh my God! They tell me we got bad news for you. You've been suspended. You got to leave for 3 days. You're like, oh my God! Are you really? Like all I can think about is what I'm going to do when I'm going to go home. I got to work on the car. I mean, I don't know. And I'm like, oh geez, this is tragic. Guys, can I have coffee, please? For Christ's sake. Then I got the guy. I spilled coffee all over the place. It's great. I got the guy with the gutless cutlass who's telling me that he's gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a Rocket 350 for my cutlass. I said, no, you're not. What are you talking about? And then like the hands ball up into fists. Do you understand? And he goes, I saw one the other day. I'm gonna have my buddy put it in. I was like, great. Then you're gonna change the transmission too, while you're at it. What do you mean? Yeah, like what do you think? You're gonna put a V8 on that V6 Cutlass? What do you think? They put a fucking V8 transmission in there? Give me a break. That transmission is like the transmission that you have in your car might as well be made out of popsicle sticks. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, yeah, and then you're going to blow the rear end on that thing. I said, so good luck, Dave. I said, just drive the car. And then I walked away, and I felt it. Whoosh, whoosh. 2 swings and a hot breath on my neck. And I just kept on walking. And it was the only thing that day that gave me any satisfaction. Oh, God. This first sip of coffee is like training for the Navy SEALs here. Oh, my God. If I went to a Navy SEAL training academy, they'd be like, what kind of prior, experience do you have? I said, first sip of coffee, you want to see it? And all the guys are like, ooh. I don't know. Navy SEAL, I can't even swim. That's the sad part. What are we talking about? So you got to understand something. So I'm at work all day, and all I can think about is it's sunny and 63 degrees out. I started this project. I started welding in shock absorbers for the front of my car. You got to understand something. My car is like, it might as well be a coffin on wheels, because it's just a matter of time. If I run over a manhole cover with my car, the bump steer is so ridiculous. Like every time you go over a bump, the steering wheel goes like this. Yank! Yank! I went down this one road between the potholes and the whoop-de-doos in the road. I thought the car was going to launch into somebody's house. I said, I got to get shock absorbers. I got to get a steering stabilizer on this thing ASAP. So anyway, I'm at work. By my last 15, my wife comes waltzing in. Babe, when you get home, you gotta do this, and you gotta take the clothes from the washing machine because I'm like, fucking freeze. I said, I'm not doing any. I was so excited about this. It rained like the last couple of days, so I couldn't go out there and finish what I was doing. All I could think to myself, all that was saving me throughout this 8-hour day was knowing I was going to come out and work on this project in the beautiful sun. Anyhow, if I could get home, take the shit in my life. I don't know why I'm telling you that part. And I get my stuff. I go out there. I start working. You got to understand something. I got 2.5 hours before I got to pick up my son. Then it's T-minus another half hour before my wife comes in and starts throwing bitch grenades all over the place. Okay, I got 2.5 precious hours and beautiful sunshine. I'm running back and forth between the car and the shed to get the tools. I got to plug in the welder. I got to get out the 100-foot extension cord. I got to set up my gloves. A bucket of water. Just to get. That's what I have. That's my fire extinguisher. I put a bucket of water out there. I'm welding right next to fucking fuel lines. I'm like, this car's just going to blow up. Like the end of an episode of fucking Magnum PI. That's right. And I'm going to be in the burn unit. And I'm going to look like Freddy Krueger for the rest of my fucking life. I don't mind. I don't mind looking like Freddy Krueger. Could you imagine the burn victim that came out looking just like Freddy Krueger? Hell, I would paint. I would, if I was the fucking, if I was the people, the nurses, and I don't know who they are, the people in the goddamn hospital. I would take he needs a fresh gown and just like draw like Freddy Krueger's sweater on it. Paint it or something. And then put it on the guy. And when he comes to, you're like, hey, look at you. What? It's not a nightmare. Really? Why are you screaming at the top of your lungs? This is real life. That's your new face. I know. And then you got to say little quips like, what's cooking? I said something Freddy Krueger would say? I doubt it. Hey. These are sharp. Guys, can I make a suggestion? There's probably, you got to stain the deck and seal the fucking asphalt. This is what I got to deal with. Then I'll have the guy at work who talks to me about baseball cards. I want to rip my eardrums out. Do you understand? And he's going to talk to me about baseball cards. Now we're heading to spring, so it's always the same conversation. He's got to seal his driveway, and he's got to stain his deck. If there was ever a reason for a human being to die, I just want to off myself before we have to have this conversation. I'm sorry. I know you're not allowed to say that anymore, but it's just true. Because I can't handle it. Can you imagine? I say to my wife's bitching at me about some fucking spot on the floor. I said, can you imagine something for 1 second? There was an explosion. And then this rock came flying out from this explosion. And it's traveling through space at speeds that you can't even comprehend. We're on that goddamn rock! And over the course of billions of years, life evolved into us. And I don't believe it! We're from outer space! We're from outer space. Sorry. Some guy fucking landed his spacecraft here. He ran out of gas. I don't know what happened. He said, we got to park on this shithole. And they're like, look at these fucking morons. I mean, what are they, in caves and whatnot? They came over. They said, let's throw the railing of a lifetime on these animals. Let me tell you something. They came out. They're all skinny from evolution. They're like, baby, pop, baby, pop. And then they see these fucking women with asses. You don't understand something. You think chicks have asses now? You need to go back to the fucking Neanderthals. Oh my God. And they were hairy. Round of applause. Look at that hairy ass and cunt bending over to gather some food. You kidding me? These aliens came over. They were like, they raped the shit out of us. We were so dumb. They hit us with the rape ray. Oh my God. We were like this. The men were like, oh, stop, with like a club in a hand. And the guy was just like, bazoing. Or he used like a mental, like a mind meld and just fried his circuitry. And the guy would drop to the floor. And all the other cavemen were like, oh shit. All right. Stay away from fucking, what's his name? Remember that guy from the movie? They used to call me it in school. Who was that bald, pale guy from the movie that used to bend spoons? Remember that guy? That's what everybody used to call me in school. I know. I'm getting laid now. Thank you. What was his name? Cotton? I don't remember his name. Back in the 90s. The black girls would call me the human Q-tip. And then everybody else would call me that guy's name. What was that fucking guy's name? I gotta look this up. I don't know. You know who I'm talking about. And I completely lost my train of thought, by the way. People at work. Yeah. The stain on the floor. I said, so that's it. Now we have we're half stupid. You understand? That's basically it. We're half stupid. So there you go. Thanks a lot, guys. And then they hopped in the spaceship, after they've, I don't know. Somebody sent something, right? Somebody sent a craft to come pick them up, and they just took their craft and they nosedived it through Earth's atmosphere into the ground. That's right, it's buried somewhere. So we'll find it one day. Anyhow, yeah, that's it. And then now we are human beings standing here. Okay? And by the way, this ride is almost over. We're 45 years old. You're older than me. She's 48. I said, you're half dead. That's number 2. And I said, we don't know what can happen tomorrow. And your focus number 1 was to find this little stain on the floor. And then your second priority was to make a big deal out of it. And now here we are, almost 15 minutes later, still arguing about the stain on the floor. So then I gotta go through this. So I'm working on this car like I can't, like my asshole's on fire. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I'm bent over the frickin' I'm bent over the hood of the car. This is where everybody likes to honk their horn, by the way. Yes, thank you. Thank you, entire neighborhood. I know, hi, next door neighbor. Guy from 4 houses down. I think I waved to you once while I was walking my dog. So, that's right. So you get those jolts of nerves through your body, which is always fun. And all of a sudden I hear blah, 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 blah. And I peek around the corner, and wouldn't you know, it's the motherfucker in the LSC. You know, he's such a nice guy. But I've never experienced somebody that can hold you hostage in a conversation like this. He'll start talking, and then he'll be like, I gotta let you go. I think you're busy over here. I gotta let you go. And you'll be like, oh, okay, oh my God, this is happening, great. And then you'll make a break for your staircase, and then he'll start the conversation up again. I've never seen anybody with this ability. And it's like I get caught in a tractor beam. It's like, I feel myself getting pulled away. And I'm like, oh yeah, really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, oh, okay. And then your kids did what? Oh, yeah. And now he just reeled me back in. Like a yellowfin tuna. And next thing you know, I'm like a foot and a half away from standing right in front of him again. And I'm thinking to myself, how did this even happen? If you think I'm listening to a word he says, this is just a ridiculous dance. And then, I keep you all night like this. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking will. You fucking will as I start to, I pretend like I got to go get a tool out of the shed. When actually I don't. I just go behind the gate and close it, and I look to see if he leaves. Why can't I just grow a sack and balls and say, hey, pal, sun's going down. My yell and scream family's coming home. So why don't you let me finish up over here, and why don't you go take your fucking LSC out of here? You're retired. I have nothing to do. Ass out of here. God, I want to be retired. I'm going to torture everybody when I finally retire. I'm just going to, my new lifestyle is going to be torturing people. I'm going to buy a Lincoln Cont with fucking suicide doors and a motherfucking spare tire on the trunk lid. Do you understand? And I'm going to motor around and I'm going to talk to everybody. And I'm going to wear a suit like Boss Hogg. It's coming. And the change belt. And, this isn't too far away. I can't believe my $12 lighter watch is breaking on me already. What are you going to do? So this guy sits here, chews my ear off. My wife comes home. Babe, remember? We have to go to my daughter's house. I'm like, how, what? Now I got to go over my stepdaughter's house and work on her house. That's right. Oh, you didn't know my wife just doles out my time? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no problem. Oh, stupid moron will come over and do it for you. No problem. I tell you what. You know what? I just don't know. So finally, this guy goes away. Then I can come back out from the backyard and finish what I'm doing because I'm looking at my phone. It's 100% rain today. That's right. I don't know if you can hear it yet. It just started. 100% on my day off. I see 100% rain on my day off, and I'm like, Like, is there a hole in the ground I can jump into? Perchance. At this point. So I finished welding up what I got to weld. Now I'm late. Now I'm the asshole. I'm starving to death. I haven't eaten since 10 o'clock in the morning. Now it's like 5:30 in the evening. I got to clean everything up. Right. As you can see. I run back in. I don't even take a shower. I got my filthy, disgusting clothes on. We grab our stuff and we're out the door. Oh, and I got to fix my wife's muffler. That's right. The one that I attached with bail wire. She comes driving into the driveway at 90 miles an hour. Yeah, I said, who's driving? Bo and Duke Luke? Bo and Luke Duke? For Christ's sake. Where's is Daisy Duke in tow? So now I got to go out there like Cuda and fix the General Lee. Because she comes into the driveway 90 miles an hour, rips the bail wire that I had holding the muffler up. Pa-tang, tang, tang. I'm like, oh, that's great. The muffler's dragging on the floor. So I got to get some more bail wire and Hamish the thing back up again. This car, you don't understand something right now. This car, one of two things is going to happen with this car. Number one, the exhaust system's going to fall out. That's a given. And the other thing is I have struts in there, McPherson struts all the way around, and they're about the springs are about to pop through the strut towers. There is so much wear and play in these struts right now. I've never heard a car like it. At this point, it's like an experiment. I'm going to send this car to Nissan when I'm done with it. And the engineers are going to go in there like, oh, like Japanese guys. Oh, holy shit, though. Okay? This type of thing. Yeah, oh, shit, though. Shit, though. That's right. They're going to have to go out and get a fresh bottle of rice wine or whatever they drink. Okay? They never saw anything like this. The greatest engineers, metallurgists, are coming from Tokyo. Do you understand? They want to see how this went so horribly wrong. They're like, could it be possible that this car was neglected? This is like 100 years of wear in 15 years. Anyhow, I got to strap the fucking muffler up. I'm rolling around under her car now, getting covered in soot and rust. It's always when you work on a car, it's the obligatory flake of rust falls in your eye, and then it's there for like a week and a half. Oh yeah, you ever see it? You ever see the dot? Dee 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 dee. Beep 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 beep. You ever see that dot in your eye? And you're like, I'll look at it, and every time I look at it, it runs away. What the hell? When you were a kid, it was like, hey, I'll get you. Over there, are you? Whoa, where are you going? Like, what the fuck? You know how long it took me to realize that it was like a piece of dirt on your fucking lens? I thought it was alive. I'm like, hey, don't be shy. Come out, come over here. Look, sometimes it's a squiggly line. You're like, wow. Let me tell you something, guys. So now we get in the car. Of course, we got to bring Chewy. And what is Chewy's new thing? He likes to go for a ride. You want to go for a ride? Oh my God, he goes bananas. He's spinning around in circles. I mean, falling apart on the floor. The red rocket comes out. You're like, come on. We got kids. My son's here. That's what I want to know. Okay, my dog can rip the red rocket right in front of a 6-year-old. I mean, for fuck's sake, that'll land you in jail these days. He wants to go in the car, and of course, he wants to sit on my lap. But before he sits on my lap, he's got to go outside and take a piss. So now I know he's got the wet dick hairs. So he's gonna jump on my lap and then just squat down on my lap with wet dick hairs. I'm like, this is great because you're not the only one that pissed your pants. So I got a stain, he's got a stain. We got like kissing urine on my lap. Isn't that great? Maybe some of his molecular dog structure can pass through his urine into my urine and into my body. And then I could do some of the fabulous things that he likes to do, like chew on my own socks. Maybe we'll be in the. My wife will find us in the living room one day, fighting over a sock. Like we do anyhow. So the dog doesn't have to, he sits on my lap for about T-minus 3 seconds. Then he's up on my knees. He's got to look out the front window. And then he's got to adjust like this. And he's got to adjust like that. And his nails are like Wolverine at this point. We don't cut my dog's toenails. All right? It's like he's walking around on stilts. I said, this dog will be A-okay if we ever have a flood around here. So now he's like jabbing me with these claws. It's like somebody's walking on me with punchy sticks. And he's back and he's forth and he's looking out this window. He's looking out that way. I rolled down the window a little bit so he could stick his head out the window. What is it these motherfucking dogs like about sticking their head out the window? I don't get. He loves it. He's like this. The hair blowing, the ears flopping. You get up to 30 and the ears start going like this. And it's just like, this dog is on the front of the Titanic right now. They love it. And my wife, the dog's gonna jump out the window. I'm like, number one, I have the window rolled down like, I don't know, the diameter of his fucking head. So unless he get the rest of his fat prick body through the window, I'd be amazed. And the other thing is I'm holding on to him, you numbnut. So anyway, we have to roll up the window. So this dog can't sit still again. That's the only fucking minute apiece I was getting. Anyhow, we go in there. I'm like, the first thing I say, you got any booze in this hoe? That's all I said. I said, give me a fucking drink, will you? She goes, we don't have any beer. I said, what else is new? Every time I come over here, you don't have beer. It's like fucking, what's the name of that fucking bitch? Jenny something or other? Jenny Craig? I don't know. She makes me this drink. She's like, I don't know if you're gonna like it. It was like vodka with like peach something peach and fruity mixed with I don't know. This fucking drink was dynamite. Oh my God, I guzzled it down. I'm like, you gave me an empty one. Bloop, 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 bloop. Now I gotta put up closet organizer shelves. Let me tell you something right now. I'm to the point, listen, old guys are good for something. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just organizing a closet. That's how you get the young chicks these days. You meet like a college girl or whatnot. You're an old guy. This is what you tell them, all right? You say, hey, listen. You got nothing to offer. Let's face it. You got your fat belly hanging out. You're drunk already. You understand? Your asshole looks like somebody shot it with a shotgun. And you're like, what good qualities could I hit this young broad with, get her panties off. You lean into it, you say, hey, I can organize that closet of yours. Holy shit. You kidding me? You hear this down between your legs. I know. Are you throwing up? My mother's watching this fucking garbage. She's like, oh, really? And then you go over there, you throw together that closet. You have no idea. You have the railroad engineer hat on. You come in with the tape measure, fucking suspenders on. You're like, oh, wow, he's so sexy. You have the carpenter's pants with no fucking ass. You understand? The big pencil. What's with the big carpenter's pencil? I'll never use one. It's embarrassing. Like, I don't need a pencil that looks like a fucking baseball bat. It's because it doesn't break. Like, all right, well, you know what? Fuck you. I want the one I could stick in my ear like a gentleman. Anyhow. You get done with the closet, you're like, hey, sweetheart, come over here and give me a kiss. And she's like, I gotta go to the gym. I'll see you later. And she goes out to the gym, and then she meets up with a real boyfriend. And you're sitting there like this. All right, when you get back, I guess, I'll get that kiss. Tang, 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 tang. Anyhow. So I get in there, you know, I said, just everybody leave me alone. Oh, by the way, then her husband comes home, all right? And she's telling me 4 or 5 times, he's worked from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way up till 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's terrible. I said, you know, I'm thinking to myself, she's telling me this like 5 times. I can't wait till my baby gets home, you know, I'm going to take care of him, this, that, the other thing. Holy shit, this guy walks through the door to a hero's welcome. You have no idea. She sits him down, she like has his slippers ready for him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Am I in a Twilight Zone? I'm upstairs installing his fucking, his closets here. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm doing it, I'm having this drink, and I got my level out, and I'm marking with my pencil. And I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, I woke up at 2:45 in the morning. And now it's 7 o'clock at night. And I'm still installing a closet. And I started to get so angry. I'm like, where is my hero's welcome? Where is my hero's welcome? My wife is complaining about a stain on the floor. I got home at 10 o'clock that night. And when we got home, my wife jumps in the shower before me. I said, what the fuck is going on here? But let me tell you another thing. While I'm installing these closets, you know, and she's like, well, so-and-so tried to install the one in our bedroom. I look at the closet system they put in the bedroom. It's falling off the wall. She's like, I'm afraid it's going to fall. Because like the sheetrock was cracking. Everything's not level. It's crooked. I mean, you take one look at it. You're like, I breathe on this thing and the whole thing comes crashing down. It was like that. And I look at it, I'm like, but I don't say anything because I'm like, I don't want to do that fucking job again too. I'm like, yeah, that'll be fine. Let's go back over here and don't step on the ground too hard. So let me tell you something, man. She told me the job that was going to happen over the phone. I had every fucking tool I needed and nothing more. I go in there, everything is wax, back, wrapped, and sealed. You can do pull-ups on this thing. That's the good thing about an old person. They don't fuck around. And if it's a house and the fucking foundation isn't cracked in half, we can fix it. That's how it goes. That's where you get the respect. This is where you get respect. But nobody cares. Nobody sees that. I hang the closets. Yeah. That's great. Oh my God, it's 38 minutes. Callahan here. Reporting for duty. And just like that, we're scanning for crimes. You know something? We lost an American hero. My buddy Phil, his father passed away a few days ago. And it made me really think, you know? I said, you know, I don't know what people think about when they think of America, like in the outside world. I can't even imagine. I mean, you look at shows like Saved by the Bell. Well, you see all these, like, I don't know, assholes and cunts in Hollywood. Like, these are the people, like, you ever notice it's like anybody with a voice is kind of like an asshole and a cunt? And I think about the fathers that I grew up with. You know what I mean? These guys were what, to me, what America is. You understand? We had all of them. You don't even understand. Italian fathers, Puerto Rican fathers, Irish fathers, Polish fathers, Scottish fathers. We had them all. You have no idea. I tell you what, right now, if I was affluent, and I think about it now, you know, I think about our chase for money and all that, and I would never want to raise my son in an affluent neighborhood. I'd want to raise him just like I was raised, in this blue-collar neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I think about all the dads, because all the dads, for some reason, are dropping dead now. I mean, this is like I'm getting to that point in my life where you start to see people's fathers die. And it's no bueno. But it makes you think about these guys and what a big part of your life they became. I mean, I remember going over Phil's house, and I think the first time I met Phil's father, I went over there, and number one, they used to call me the Shadow. He'd be like, "Hey, Phil, the Shadow's here." And his father was a big, burly Italian guy. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that should have been a pro wrestler. What a monster of a man. You know what I mean? This is the guy you didn't fuck with. He was a dad. You know what I mean? We had a lot of respect for dads. A lot of respect. So anyway, these guys were bigger than life. You know, I was Mr. B. So, you know, I walk up, a little fucking shithead kid that maybe weighed 90 pounds. "Hey, Mr. B, how you doing?" And he'd be out on the porch there with a beer. The beer with the fucking cozy on it, right? I don't know what it was. I thought it was Meisterbrow. Might have been Meisterbrow. I'm not sure. Every dad had their own beer. Anyhow. And he'd be out there and he'd go, "You work all your life and then you die." Be like, "Oh, okay, Mr. B. See ya. I'll be in the back with Phil." You know what I mean? This guy, his throne was his easy chair. And I remember back then they had the cable box. To me, I was like, here's the cable box with the fucking wheel. And it was the 3-stage cable box. 3 levels of channels. And I'm like, this guy's king. He's king. King of the fucking castle. You understand? He was the first father I ever met, never talked to his wife. I'm like, a real American hero. I think about it now, and I'm like, this guy had it all figured out. But we're talking about a guy, working class guy, worked for Grumman. This was the thing on Long Island. You know what I mean? He worked for Grumman. And I remember Phil used to tell me he worked on F-14 Tomcats. And Phil used to tell me, yeah, his father used to tell me how he would climb in the nose cone and rivet the nose cone of the F-14. And I'm like, this guy couldn't even crawl into the nose cone of a fucking B-27 Stratofortress. And he's getting into a fighter jet. And he used to tell me certain things. And he'd tell me how he would be sweating in there. It's so hot, you sweat. Because he used to come home with this big thermos of water, you know? And I remember he told me this, and he told me the secret of drinking water. Like an old guy's telling me the secret of drinking water. I was like, I think I got it figured out. I don't know, kids, we don't have this problem where we have to rehydrate. But he used to bring his water thermos and put a little salt inside of it. And I always remembered that. That was working man's Gatorade. Come on. And I remember because he worked in the aviation industry, he had all these interesting tools. Like one time they were redoing the fence. A piece of the fence fell down outside. What are you going to do? We probably crashed our bikes into it one too many times. And he wrapped a piece of wire around it. He had these snips that you would snip on the end of the wire, it would lock, and then you pull the handle. And it had like a thread on it. You'd pull it and it would twist the wire. And I was like, oh my God, coolest tool on planet Earth. And it was because they used to wire nut everything on an airplane. Oh my God, no wonder why these things cost $1 billion. Wire nut let me tell you something. You ever been in a fighter jet? No, you haven't. But better yet, we had a fighter jet that was down. Not down, it was like the husk of a fighter jet. Laying over by the airport there, Republic. It was just there. I used to go over there and climb in it. If you saw the way that it is plumbed, AN fittings, aluminum anodized fittings, and fuel lines, hydraulic lines, every line known to man with an AN fitting on it, this is tremendously expensive aircraft. One AN fitting, when you go to buy it now, $26.99. One of my proudest moments, I went down there with 2 adjustable wrenches, and I fleeced the whole fucking plane for all the AN fittings, damn it. And I put them on my Thunderbird when I was building my Thunderbird race car. I said, I didn't spend a dime for these. Oh, so proud. I'd tell everybody. You know what those fittings are off of? P98 Intruder? I don't know what it was. An Intruder, I think. Right. So anyway. So we work for Grumman, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it wasn't uncommon. Like, you didn't see Phil's parents on the weekend. This is the way this is the American home. Like, when I think of, if you're going to come to me and you're going to ask me about what the American home was, it was Phil's home. You understand? Mom was off working. Dad was off working. We were horsing around. Horsing around inside the house. You kidding me? I'd come over there like Jackie Gleason. I'd go over to the refrigerator. I'd kick it open. Boom! What do we got today? Oh, simply Rita falling on the floor. It was the house was stocked to the gills. Soda, any soda pop you want. Simply soda, blue, 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 blue. You kidding me? Iced tea, we're making it. I'd sit there and make the iced tea on the countertop. Like, hey, kids, you know what? I'm making iced tea. We dumped the iced tea like we're dredging sand. Then we go over to the couch. Maybe we sit down and watch the TV. Try to get the scrambler to tune in some Pano. No luck there. We'd go in the back room. We'd play Final Fantasy on the NES. And I'd sit on Phil's bunk bed. Phil would play. I would watch and drink iced tea. It was a great life. You have no idea. You know, they raised 3 boys, salt of the earth kids. You understand? These kids, we're talking about meatloaf for dinner. This is an American family. Never locked the doors. Never locked the doors. I couldn't believe this. You just walk right in. I could have walked right into Phil's house at any time. Nobody would have said anything. I was part of the family over there. I really felt that way. That's the kind of like the warmth that family had. His mother's an amazing person. Amazing person. She used to take care of the kids. All the kids. Neighborhood kids. She laid out money for me to buy my RF modulator when I got my Turbo Duo so I could hook it up to my crummy TV in my room so me and Phil could play Turbo Duo all night long. What mother did that? Come on. You have no idea. But I want to talk about some standout moments with Phil's father. You know, it wasn't uncommon on the weekends. You'd see Phil's father working the barbecue in the backyard. You kidding me? It was like the whole thing. The apron, you know what I'm saying? A little swimming pool back there. And I remember one time we went over there for the barbecue, and it was always the radio set on BAB, you understand, at a low volume. I learned that from Phil's father. Like, a lot of people, they go up, they turn the radio up too loud, and they're beating you over the head with it. And you're like, all right, we understand you're playing the radio. The volume was just perfect. It was in the background. It was like great. He's drinking beers, working the barbecue. He used to pour the beer on the barbecue. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He'd be like this. Like, and now I realize he's controlling the temperature of the barbecue. This goddamn guy was a genius. You have no idea. At one time, this is the one that really flipped my lid. We went over to a party. I think it was a birthday party in the backyard, and we were all there. And his father had an igloo cooler next to the barbecue and tin foil out. And was it tin foil? Yes. He put a layer of tin foil in the bottom of the cooler, cooking hamburgers. And he put the hamburgers on the tin foil, on layers of tin foil in the igloo cooler, and shut it. I'm saying to my buddy VS, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? We're looking like, what the fuck is this all about? Can I tell you that the barbecue went off at 7 o'clock at night? Can I tell you we had hot hamburgers at 11 o'clock at night? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Just for that alone, this man should be memorialized and put him in Arlington. American hero. Then there was Phil's 21st birthday. I'm sorry, Phil, if I'm getting personal. You know. But I don't know. It's just... I remember Phil got so drunk his 21st birthday. We had his birthday party behind the house, right? And the radios, the BAB's on. I mean, this is Long Island personified. It's like, Sergeant O'Leary is walking the beat. At night he becomes a bartender. He works at Mr. Cacciatore down on Sullivan Street. I mean, he's saving up his money to buy a Cadillac. You ought to know by now. Who needs a house out in Hackensack? Is that all you get for your money? Seems such a way. I mean, this is what was playing in the background, right? We're all loaded. You understand? You know, we had a keg of beer. You know? This was a party. Anyhow, Phil's hammered, and I remember the end of the night, his father's sitting there in the lawn chair, you know, with his beer like this. And Phil comes up behind him. You know, Phil was one of these happy drunks, you understand? Just like, you know, great guy. Come on. There's not a bad bone in Phil's body. He comes up behind his father and hugs him, and he goes, Dad, I love you. And Phil's father goes, Phil, do me a favor. Never drink again. And I gotta tell you, I fell apart. I gotta tell you, it's one of those things that I think about every once in a while, and it just makes me giggle. It just makes me giggle. It was hilarious. Anyhow. But that's what you had in your life. You had these fathers. They were so important. You know what I'm saying? And you had Mr. Martinez, the Puerto Rican guy. He made the mistake of putting a basketball hoop in front of his house. Holy Christ and shit. Let me tell you, I know everybody's got the roll-out basketball hoop now, right? That every other house has a basketball hoop, but back in that day, it was rare. You had it mapped out in your head. You know, you knew where every basketball hoop was in town. And one of them just happened to be in front of Mr. Martinez. So we would go there and we would play basketball early in the morning on the weekends. Are you kidding me? Right up to late at night. This guy would come out of the house. And I one time he comes out, he goes, Guys. He goes, the lady down the block has cancer. That's just how he used to talk. Mr. Martinez, he's gone too. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. He goes, listen, guys, the lady down the block has cancer. He goes, we gotta keep the noise down. You know, she has cancer. And we're like, a lady down the block with cancer? What are you talking about? I was like, hold on, watch this, Jay. Whoop. Who has cancer? As I go up for a layup? Ba-doing! No, of course not. We had a lot of respect. So you had to pack it up, right? You had to pack it up. But this is what you got. I had fathers save my life. It's true. Mr. Roush saved my life. I was on a bicycle or something. No, I was running. And I went to run out in the middle of the road. And there was a car coming. Boy, he let me have it. He let me have it. He yelled. Let me tell you something. He yelled. I jumped out of my own skin. I froze. Turned right around. Didn't get hit by. I would have got hit by a car. Now, I never really thought about that. Mr. Roush saved my life. Yeah. That's right. And then he yelled at me all the way home. He was screaming at me. And boy, I was scared. I ran home. I didn't hang out with Todd for a long time. It's like when I got thrown out of Frank's father's house. We were playing Sega Master System upstairs. And Frank wouldn't give me the controller. It was my turn. You know, Frank would fuck with me. He could kick my ass easily. So you just keep on playing. I said, Frank, give me the controller. And he'd just keep on playing, like laughing. And I'd be like, Frank, give me the controller. And I went, Frank, give me the fucking controller. And then, oh my God. Who comes walking upstairs? I hear the stairs. Frank's father. Didn't even know he was home. I melted inside because I wasn't that kid. You know, I was so respectful in somebody's house. I just like melted inside. And he looked at me and he went the total class route. He goes, I want you to leave and you don't come back until you can talk like a gentleman. I could have died. I could have died right there. I was just like, oh my God. And he laid it out like that. I was I was mortified. I was like, all right, Frank, I'll see you in about 10 years. I go out of there and he's standing at the door. As I walk by, I'm like, walk of shame, down the stairs. I mean, all the way home, you're like, cringing. Yeah. That's it. That's the American dad. Those are the American dads. Tough son of a bitches, man. They don't need the spotlight. You don't hear, that's the problem. You don't hear the voice of the American dad. You don't hear it. You hear a bunch of scumbags. That's what you hear. So if anybody wants to know about America, you come to Phil's house. Guys, what are you going to do here? What are we going to do? We're going to play games now? I don't know. We're in an hour here. You know what? Let's do this. Let's play a game that's going to remind me of Phil's house. I can't really do that because the ones that really do would be like Final Fantasy 7, 2, I mean, you name it, 1. Role-playing games like that. But one game that really reminds me, like early days at Phil's house, I gotta say, Cobra Triangle on the NES. Picture time! All we need is a controller. Tap into the Edison line. Pipe through the Sansui 1010. Charging atomic batteries. Kill lights of attrition. And move you into prime time position. Okay. All right. I think we'll have to use Phil's rental code 621
to pick up this game because that's exactly how we played Cobra Triangle back in the day. Oh, yeah. Oh, Cobra Triangle, baby. You know what I loved about Cobra Triangle? The outboard motor. You know, little boat driving game like this. I mean, what are we talking about? Like Aussie Pro-Am, right? What a fun game. I mean, you want to talk about nostalgic music? Here we go. 1988 Rare, baby. Hit me. Hit me. Oh, yeah. Wow. Woo! Hit me. Look at these graphics. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's right out of the playbook of Aussie Pro-Am. Look at these graphics. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, we got it, baby. All right. Very pleasing graphics. Water effects. Oh, the first example. One up, I'll take that. You're out of here. It feels good. And this is not an expensive game. Oh, come on, we need that. Oh, yeah. You're out of here, bitch. You're out of here. Oh, sharks. What is this one again? Look at the engine idles down. Oh yeah, Inspector Gadget style. Here we go. Oh shit. Do you hear that music? Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think you need to play this game on a 45-degree angle. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Damn it. Oh, Jesus. Yes. Come on. What am I missing? There we go. Damn it. Alright, I know the secret. This is always the round that I hated. Here we go. Later, sucker. Get away. That's one, bitch. Oh, go fuck yourself. Come on. No. There you go. Listen to these tunes. Go away, go away. Wonderful sound effects. Oh, we're out of here, bitch. Out of here. Hit the helicopter. Oh boy. Alright, let's be smart. Let's be smart. That's it. Yes. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Oh, jeez. Good. Give me a break. Gee whiz. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Guys. What is this music making you think of? It's, Fuck. Whoa, whoa. I got it on the tip of my tongue. Not iron sword, the first one. Jesus. This is hard. Okay, move. Damn it. 3 shots and then move. Oh. Son of a bitch. That's rare. That's some rare music right there. That's right. Wizards and Warriors. That's what it makes me think of. Wizards and Warriors. Guys, do you realize you just tuned in to the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization? And you better believe that. With a 4K dice! We'll see you next time. Guys, we do a hit show on Patreon. You have no idea. People write us, we give them advices. Oh my God, the problems, you don't even know. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. But it's okay. We solve the problems with wonderful advices just like this. You know she's in there. She's got douches up and down. There's soap. She's putting things in there like, I don't know, bath salts. But at least I didn't fall down and hit my head. I know I'm a moron. He didn't know he's a moron anymore. He's just a fucking moron. Hold your hands across America. Everybody join hands. Hallelujah for this man right here. You got the world by the balls. You got the world by the balls in your hair. Some girls like a horse cock. I know. You want to get hit by a pillowcase full of padlocks. Me too, after, well, listen, guys, write me. This is the email address, okay? You have a problem, I want you to come to me. This is what I'm here for. That's the bottom line. And we solve your problems just like. I want to say thank you to all my Patreons, all the viewers in general. And I'm so grateful for all of the support. We'll see you next time.